Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking a seriously wild ride through the absolute extremes of our reality. We are going to zoom all the way out to the infinite horizons of the multiverse, and then crash all the way back down to the most terrifying subatomic threats in existence. It's a mind-bending look at the very physics that govern literally everything we know. So buckle up, because we're about to explore just how fragile our reality might actually be.
Section 1. Our universal soap bubble and the multiverse theory.
Okay, let's kick things off by fundamentally questioning, well, exactly where we are right now. What if our entire observable universe is just one tiny soap bubble floating in an infinite ocean of other realities? It's a massive thought experiment. We tend to think of our universe as everything there is, just this vast, unending expanse of stars and galaxies. But the multiverse theory asks us to imagine that our universe is actually just a fragile, shimmering bubble, bobbing around among countless other weird worlds in a vast, dark cosmic ocean. And here's the craziest part, because infinite space means infinite possibilities. According to the actual science of parallel universes, you might be living a billion different lives right now, separated only by the bizarre physics of these parallel dimensions. Infinite versions of you are out there in these other bubbles, living out every possible variation of your existence. It's staggering to think about the sheer scale of where we are. But to truly understand the danger lurking in this vastness, we actually need to flip the script. We need to shift our focus from where you are to what you are actually made of.
Section 2. The subatomic building blocks. What are you made of? So to grasp this hidden danger, we have to look at the basic, foundational ingredients of reality. We start with everyday objects, right? Your chair, your phone, your own body, all of that breaks down into atoms. Inside those atoms, we find protons and neutrons. And finally, at the very, very bottom of it all, we hit tiny particles called quarks. In our everyday, normal world, we rely entirely on just two types of quarks to build absolutely everything we know. But not all quarks are created equal. We have our up and down quarks. These are the stable, reliable bricks of our universe. They are safe. But then, way out on the edge, we have the strange quarks. Strange quarks are heavier, and typically they are completely unstable, winking out of existence almost instantly. However, inside the intense, unimaginably crushing gravity of a neutron star, something terrifying might happen to them that changes the rules of the universe entirely.
Section 3. The strange matter infection and a subatomic zombie outbreak. Under that crushing pressure inside a neutron star, those normally unstable strange quarks might actually suddenly stabilize. And when they do, they form what physicists call strange matter. This is theorized to be the single most stable state of matter in existence. It's essentially a perfect substance. But here is the terrifying catch. Its absolute perfection is exactly why it is so profoundly dangerous to everything else. And that brings us to the strangelet. Now, a strangelet is literally just a tiny piece, a microscopic fragment of this perfectly stable strange matter. It's just a drop. But because it is so perfectly stable, it poses an absolute existential threat to all the normal, imperfect matter that makes up you, me, and our entire universe. Think of it exactly like a subatomic zombie outbreak, or honestly, the universe's absolute worst case of peer pressure. The very second a strangelet touches normal matter, it instantly convinces that normal matter to convert into strange matter too. It triggers an absolutely unstoppable chain reaction. Every single atom it touches flips. In a matter of seconds, this microscopic infection would transform our entire planet into a hot, dense lump of strange matter. Our reality wouldn't be destroyed in the traditional sense, like an explosion. It would just be completely transformed into something utterly unrecognizable.
Section 4. Edge of the cosmic cliff and the fragility of our physics.
So this incredible subatomic vulnerability means our universal soap bubble doesn't just pop, it uncontrollably transforms. To understand this, physicists use a really fascinating term, metastable. A metastable state is something that appears perfectly stable to us, but is actually only mostly stable. It's highly vulnerable to catastrophic disruption. Think of it like standing perfectly still on the very edge of a massive cliff. Everything feels completely solid right up until the exact moment it isn't. Physicists worry that the vacuum of space itself, the very fabric of our universe, might be exactly this, metastable. What this means is that our specific laws of physics, they might not be the most stable version out there in the multiverse. A single subatomic event could literally rewrite infinite space. If a strangelet were introduced, or if something called a vacuum decay event occurred, it could push our entire universe right off that cosmic cliff. That cascading reaction would rewrite the fundamental physics of our universe forever.
Section 5. Identity and Infinite Horizons. And the ultimate so what?
Zooming back out from the microscopic all the way to the absolute macro level, we have to ask the ultimate so what question. What does this mean for human identity in the face of this reality-altering threat? As the quote says, while we feel permanent, we are actually part of a vast, fragile, and incredibly complex cosmic ocean. It forces us to confront a really humbling truth. In these weird worlds of the multiverse, our perceived permanence is just an illusion. We're operating within an incredibly precarious system, basically balancing on a subatomic knife's edge. So I want to leave you with this. If reality is truly this precarious, and if infinite versions of you actually exist out there in other dimensions, does one single bubble popping even matter? Does the ultimate fate of our single, fragile soap bubble truly matter if infinite horizons of parallel selves are out there in the dark? It's a massive question that bridges physics and philosophy, and one that is guaranteed to change how you look at the night sky forever.